Welcome viewers to round 11, the final round of the Sim Racers Asia Championship here at Phillip Island. We are set for what will be an astonishing race here this afternoon. Joining me in the commentary booth tonight is Scott Newton. Scott, welcome to the broadcast. It's going to be different having you on the cameras as well as in the commentary booth tonight.
Hey, hi Jake, hi viewers. It's great to be here. First time in the commentary box. So it should be a good race. Phillip Island today. The track's looking pretty good today, so it should be a fun race.
Yeah, it should be. Its qualifying's just finishing up at the moment, so I'll run through the championship standings as we stand before we head into this final race. It looks like Lachlan Crowe has got a 40-point lead for the Clubman Drivers' Championship over Martin Silvassi. Daniel Lee in third position. We'll quickly run through these as we have the Pro Championship had. We've got to count in a drop round for Anthony Wicklman, but he should be able to come up. He's got to finish around inside the top 10, even if Tobias Interview wins the race. So I think with the domination at the moment with Anthony Wicklman sitting currently in P1, he should be able to take the Season 1 title. And the Teams Championships where it gets very close here. We've got Green Hornet Racing, not many points in front. I think it's about 35 points at the moment ahead of Laser Racing, with Evolution Racing Australia just following in behind them in P number 3. So the championship title is very close at the moment, Scott.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be actually interesting to see today how the guys up the front do with especially Tobias and Anthony Wicklman. I think Anthony only needs to finish in the top 10 to secure the championship. So hoping that all of the drivers out there have a clean race today, and it should be good.
Yeah, hopefully that will make for an interesting race. And at the moment, qualifying is just finished up with Anthony Wicklman taking the provisional pole at the moment as some people finish up. So once again, showing that he's able to put the car on the top step and be able to help. I think he just helped his teammate there coming across. I actually know that was two other Green Hornet Racing teammates, Nathan Growden and Paul Lonigan, coming across the line to finish up their qualifying laps. Just having a look now, I think that is it for qualifying. So Anthony Wicklman, I think, taking another pole position, and I think we'll get you, Scott, if you could run through the grid positions for the final round of Sim Racers Asia.
Okay, so starting on pole tonight, we have Anthony Wicklman for Green Hornet Racing on a 126.308. Second is Damien McPhee, just closely behind him. Third, Jason Bentz for Laser Racing. Fourth, Colin Klopman. Fifth, Zach Hanlon. Sixth, Tobias Journey. I'm just having... where is it? There. There we go. Seventh is Michael Hammond for Laser Racing. P8 is Timothy Jackson for Evolution Racing Australia. Nathan Growden in P9 for Green Hornet Racing. 10th is Paul Lonigan, teammate to Nathan Growden. 11th is Benjamin Hackerson. 12th is was Muhammad Ali Ishak, as the session just changes over to the race session as we're gridding up for tonight's race.
Yeah, so the cars are now coming up on the grid to start the final round of this series. It's just this is the first season of 3, as we got confirmation before tonight's race that this is actually the last race for this season, and then there are still 2 more seasons for the year before the 2016 series winner is crowned. So even though this is sort of the first part and we think this is all the final race of this series, it isn't. We've still got another 2 more seasons after this for Sim Racers Asia. So Anthony Wicklman looks like he could be able to take this title for the first season, but he's still got a whole year ahead of him to try and wrap up the entire title before he can make it for the entire series to take out the 2016 season.
Yeah, the way that the whole season is structured is obviously it's divided into seasons. With this season being Season 1 in the GT3, the Season 2 car is still undecided for next season, and there'll obviously be a Season 3 car that may be different to this one. Not clear on that. As per as from Sim Racers Asia. All of the championships are combined into a overall championship season, and obviously the podium finishes there will be determined at the end of all three seasons.
Yeah, that's right. So overall champion will be decided, but at the moment Anthony Wicklman has got to do well here tonight for the final round at Phillip Island. Looks like the BMW is very strong, but so is the Audi with Damien McPhee. Good strong result up in P number 2, only half a tenth, 5,000ths of a second off provisional pole here today. And just having a look as well for next season, it is GT3s will be running for season 2 of Sim Racers Asia, but the Ford GT will be replacing the Rough, so we will not be seeing any Roughs out there next season. We'll be seeing some Ford GTs, may be able to mix up in the field throughout, and may just have a little bit more of a challenge up the front.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Ford GT goes, given the fact that it was replaced this season, obviously being taken out with the Blancpain GT World Championship. With that running only the BMW, the Mercedes, the Audi, and the McLaren. So that's the cars that officially run that series. So it'll be actually interesting to see how the Ford GT stacks up with the balance of performance next season.
Yeah, I think that balance of performance will be interesting, especially with that Ford GT. It came on strong in its later parts of its life in the GT field for official races, so I think that's definitely one of the cars that may be able to watch out for at the start of next season, depending on how its balance of performance is compared to those new cars that are here. So we'll see what's going to happen here as the cars are rolling around, coming through Siberia at the moment. There's a little bit of a gap between the middle of the field, unsure as to why at the moment that is like that, but we will see what's going on here. But it looks like the field is slowly starting to form up, coming through Hayshed now.
Yeah, I think a few of the guys in the mid-pack just want to go at the tyres and the brakes just to make sure that they've got a consistent feeling car for the start, as it is a fairly long race, 45 minutes with a pit stop. This is a mandatory pit stop that everyone has to take, even though it is a start in the box. But yeah, everyone must come to a stop to trigger the iRacing pit message to not get disqualified at the end of the race, as we've seen a couple of times at the start of the season as everyone's coming around for the green now.
Yeah, so we're coming around through turns number 11 and 12 now, and it looks like Anthony Wicklman has already jumped on the gas before even the green flag has been waved. He's going to get that jump already. Pace car is in, so it looks like Anthony Wicklman is going to take this green flag. There's a car already around in the background, unsure as to who that one was. It looked like it was a red Rough, not 100% sure as to what it was, but there's a big battle for the lead. Damien McPhee's already taken it, and that's Michael Hammond around. Colin Klopman's got involved. Looked like Tobias Churning made it through on the inside, but a bad start there from Michael Hammond. Just got lost on the grass, and he has dropped all... Actually, no, sorry, it was Jason Bentz. My bad. It wasn't Michael Hammond. It was Jason Bentz that actually lost it going through turn number 2. That's my bad there. And it looks like we've already got a tack on Anthony Wicklman down into turn 4, Honda corner, sorry, for P number 2. We've got Anthony Wicklman getting challenged here from the Evolution Racing Australia driver, Zachary Hanlon. They've got a good gap back to Michael Hammond, but out in front it looks like Damien McPhee starting to skip away.
Yeah, it was a bit of an opportunistic move from Damien McPhee. He's managed just a couple of eyes on it, taking the lead away from Anthony Wicklman. Anthony just needs to have a clean race and stay out of trouble just to maintain his overall championship lead. As we see Zachary Hanlon going into MG, and obviously
they make contact. Big accident. He's hit Anthony Wicklman, the championship leader. He's turned him around, and a lot of cars involved there. There's another crash further back. That's another BMW around. That was Joshua Burton. There is cars everywhere, and this is not what Anthony Wicklman needed for his championship. He has one drop round as he comes in the pits straight away. So he's coming in the pits as well as a couple of other cars to try and get that mandatory pit stop done. So Paul Lonigan, I think that was Tobias Churney's in as well. Timothy Jackson also for ERA is in. So a lot of cars trying to get that pit stop out of the way. after that little bit of mistake there between Zachary Hamlin and Anthony Wicklman didn't need to happen, and that could hurt Anthony Wicklman's championship right now.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate for Anthony because Zach was making a bit of a dive for that inside line. Obviously put Anthony a lot further back than where he needed to be. Hopefully he'd be able to keep it clean now as he has taken his mandatory pit stop, and he'd be having a straight fight out, hopefully for a top 5 at the end.
Yeah, so he's done that pit stop, gotten out of the way. Zachary Hamlin has continued in P number 2 with Damien McPhee now has a solid 3.4 second gap at the start finish line last time round as he comes through MG now. So it's a bit of a gap out in front there. And just having a look now, it looks like a lot of those cars were able to get back going, get their pit stop done, try and figure themselves out. But Benjamin Hackerson in the, I think it's the Apex Racing livery, I think he's put on a different livery for tonight. Benjamin has, but he's in the Mercedes right now in P3 with Nathan Groudon up here in P4, as well as a good start for Kevin Huang, who's moved himself up from 16th to 5th on lap 1.
Yeah, it's a great start from Kevin there. I was obviously back from family commitments outside of iRacing, which is great to have him back, and it's a track that the McLaren is quite suited to, I think, especially with the fast straights and sweeping corners. So hopefully Kevin will have a good race today.
Yeah, it looks like he's having a good race, and a lot of drivers benefiting from all the mishap on lap 1. We got Charles Teresa now up in 6th from P19, as well as Muhammad Ali Ishak from 12th down into P number 7. He's followed by Lachlan Crowe, who right now is leading that Clubman Championship zone, and he's gone down the inside. A very late move there on Muhammad Ali Ishak at Honda Corner. He's got that one down. He's going to hold up that position down through Siberia, so a good move there. Bit of an opportunistic move, just throwing it down the inside, but got it done. As behind them we got Martin Houston and Chandra Yong in the Archipelago Racing BMW. They're having a good little stoush coming through Hayshed now. It looks like they will be not up to the back of him, Chandra Yong, to make a move down into MG, but it looks like that BMW was stronger than the Mercedes through Lukey Heights, but not able to get the run down into MG, and it looks like there's a battle up in front of them. There's Charles Teresa and Tim Ryan, who is actually a lap down in P number 36. I think Charles Teresa wants to get around him as quickly as possible. I think he will be able to get that done down the front straight if that BMW has the legs. Maybe a little bit of bump drafting going on at the moment for Charles. He's going to try and get that position done. There shouldn't be a battle. Tim should be able to just move over and let him through. And Charles is going to go the long way around. Actually, they make contact, and there's a car off in front of them as well. That was Zachary Hamlin from 2nd. He went off at turn 1 into the southern loop, so he has lost some time as well. That's actually gifted Kevin Huang the lead, actually given everyone through. So Benjamin Hackerson has gone up into P2 with Nathan Groudon following him very closely at the moment, and Kevin Huang has moved up into 4th. So a bit of a mistake there from Zach. He's now down in P number 5. And he's got a big gaggle of cars behind them at the moment. There's another car off. Who was that? I think that's Martin Houston it was. So Houston around at Honda. He managed to save it. There's action aplenty here at the moment in this race.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting track, Phillip Island, with quite a lot of heavy braking zones and fast sweeping corners that everyone's trying to bump draft and take advantage of. Obviously with the BMW being faster through the Hayshed and Lukey Heights, it's quite a heavily downforce-centric car, just able to take the fast-sweeping corners. But with the Merc of Martin Houston, he's able to gain all that time back, pretty much from the exit of the final corner all the way down the straight into Dillon Corner. So that's sort of where the pitfalls of both of the cars are.
Yeah, it is. I've just had there's been an incident. I was looking through the field just then, and it looked like it was Timothy Jackson and Andrew Booth. Timothy had done his pit stop. He was in that pack with a lot of the guys who had completed their pit stop, and he got involved with an incident with Andrew Booth through out of Siberia, coming around Hayshed, and it put him in the fence. So I think that is Timothy Jackson's day done. So he had a big incident there, and at the moment just having a look through these cars that have sort of pitted. There's just some chaotic stuff going on at the moment. As I'm just having a look here, Dick A. Lee for P12 in the car number 91 BMW actually got the move done on Martin Houston, then ran wide at Honda, and it looks like Martin Houston under attack from Gary Cousins through Siberia, not able to get this one done. So he's going to have to sit in behind him, but he may be able to have a look going down the MG. Has to get a good run through Hayshed at the moment. Car number 88 running down in P11. He needs to try and fend off this position from Gary Cousins, who'll be wanting to make the most of this. He's going to come around. Not a good run through Lukey Heights from Gary Cousins, not able to benefit from the speed that he had coming through Siberia.
Yeah, Martin just got a little bit wide on the through the middle of Lukey Heights, and gave Gary a bit of a run out at the exit of MG. But yeah, hopefully Gary will be able to close up into Doohan as he is doing at the moment. I think the gap's closing to about 0.4 of a second.
Yeah, he may be able to have a look going down into Doohan, but I don't think he is close enough this time by, and definitely not through the southern loop. So just updating on the gap out the front, 6.4 seconds, but there's a close battle as I go to it now. Honda corner has been done, so move Nathan Groudon up into P2 past Benjamin Hackerson, and they made contact coming into Siberia. Benjamin to run wide. He was trying to go around the outside there, Nathan Groudon, but wasn't able to do it. They made contact, and Benjamin Hackerson was off in the dirt at Siberia. He got back on, didn't lose a position, but lost a chunk of time to Nathan Groudon in the BMW, so he's going to have to sit there now in third position, try and make up as much ground as possible. Kevin Huang in P number 4 with Zachary Hanlon down in P5 after his little mistake, but looks like everyone's trying to find a sort of a space on the track at the moment, but just not a lot of room being given at the moment for the last round.
Yeah, with 35 cars on the grid at the moment, and Phillip Island being quite a small track, I think it's only about 4.5 kilometres long from memory. It's actually quite a small space for the amount of cars on the grid. So yeah, as you say, everyone's just trying to find a rhythm. Still got 35 and 3/4 minutes to go. So yeah, everyone's just trying to pick a rhythm, stay consistent, and trying to get to the end.
Yeah, everyone needs to sort of realise that there's still a long way to go, over half an hour to go in this race. But just having a look back for P4, we've got Kevin Huang in 2-1-2 at the moment for the McLaren. If Archipelago Racing has Zachary Hanlon for Evolution Racing Australia trying to come back after his mistake down into MG with Anthony Wicklman. He is pushing as hard as he can. He was a 27.2. He gained 1.3 seconds on Kevin last time by. He's going to have a look down Siberia. He actually was able to get the nose in. Kevin gave him plentiful room there, and he's actually let him through before they come through Hayshed right now. So good move there from Zachary Hanlon to move himself up into P number 4. And Kevin Huang looks like he's struggling in that McLaren. It may just not suited as much as some of these other cars, especially with that added weight that it has.
Yeah. Bit of tendency of the McLaren. I think the tyres may starting to show a little bit of wear. Just 11 minutes in, McLaren's just normally a little bit tail happy, and I think that might be the way that Kevin has gone with the setup today. Given that it's a cold track, there might still be quite a lot of grip out there, but Kevin might be using maybe a little bit too much just to keep the tyres in check. But hopefully he can stay with Zach all the way up until the pit stops.
Yeah, we'll see what that happens. But just having a look now as we go further back to some of these guys who are pitted. We're going to look at car number 29, Tobias Cherney in P19 at the moment. He has got Paul Lonigan in front of him. He's actually going to have a look on, sorry, just lost that. He was having a look on Nuno Tang, sorry, coming down into Doohan corner, turn number 1. He is fast flowing right-hander, got to carry a lot of speed, so he's already got that position done. It's Tobias Cherney trying to get a move done, and Colin Klopman thought about going down the inside, and he's been hit from behind. I think that was Jason Benz, it was too, so Jason Benz wasn't expecting Colin Klopman to brake right as he did going into the southern loop. Colin was thinking about going through the middle and splitting both of them, and he's spun out again. Colin Klopman trying to get the power down out of southern loop. He nearly hit our race or series manager of Mark Lang there coming through Southern Loop, who's now up into P25. So a lot of ground lost there for Colin Cockman, and it's let Tobias journeying them through. But just having a look through the field, and it looks like, pardon me, Anthony Wicklman has made up a lot of ground. He's already up into P14 for the car number 96 Green Hornet Racing BMW. He's doing a good job there, and if you can keep this pace up, you may be able to try and sneak in into the top 5 even after that accident on lap 1, or lap 2, sorry.
Yeah, Anthony's actually doing lap times about 2 to 3 tenths quicker than the leaders at the moment, so he's definitely got the pace to hang there in the with the last lap of a 127.676, and the leaders doing roughly about the same times, with Damien McPhee doing a 127.6 and Nathan doing a 127.7.
Yeah, so pretty comfortable pace at the moment from Anthony Wicklman. He's right now stuck behind King Kong AO. He may be able to have a look. He's going to be flashing the lights as he comes through Stoner Corner, this fast turn 3. Will he dive down the inside? The Honda he is, so he's going to have track position here on the inside. Clean move, done and dusted, and up into P11 goes Anthony Wicklman. So he's on a charge to try and make up the ground that he had lost. You've got Dick A. Lee will be next on his little agenda of trying to come back through the field, but the front field's pretty spread out at the moment. Massive gap at the moment, 6.8 seconds for Damien McPhee over Nathan Grounan, who's driving an excellent race up there, leading in that Audi. And just having a look through, I think we have another car here, a driver here, Timothy Jackson, will bring up for a mid-race interview, who had contact after his pit stop. Jacko, not the race you were looking for there, had an incident with one of the Audis coming through the fast hayshed section. That wasn't what you're looking for after all the drama that happened on lap 1.
Yeah, mate, unfortunate, but at the same time, it's becoming a continuous issue with the series. I mean, Mark Lang holds a very good series, a respectable series, and has for many, many years, but we've got people using this as a practice race for other servers. We can't be doing this. We've lost a lot of cars tonight through stupidity. Yeah,
there was a lot of incidents early on in the race that has happened that has taken a lot of title contenders out of this one, and especially yourself, that hopefully for next series the season can maybe just or for next season the series can maybe be cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, well, two things to that. One was whether I personally come back to the series, because if it maintains the way it is, look, in all respect to Mark, I just don't think I can do it, mate. And secondly, we've got to stop these point system penalties. People here are driving to the point where they're continuously making mistakes each week and not fixing those issues. These people, in my view, need to be removed. It's playing down the broadcast.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get to see you next season, Jacko, as we'll continue on with the race. Hopefully hopefully that'll be sorted and we get to see you have another strong run, because we know how competitive you can be up the front when things do go your way and there's none of these silly little incidents that do occur.
Well, yeah, thanks, mate. We'll see Damien up the front there, and Zach. I hope they can have a good race, and hopefully Zach chases him down, mate. He's got a bit of pace there at the moment.
Yeah, well done, Jacko. Good driving there from Zachary Hanlon as well for ERA. There, Jacko from Evolution Racing Australia. Some strong words about what had happened with him there. Sorry for some of the language you may have heard going through there. So, yeah, just a little bit unfortunate there for Jackson, having another dismal, well, I wouldn't say dismal, just unfortunate incident that sort of led to a not a great championship series that he was so strong in early on. I think it was last year he had a good run in Sim Races Asia, but hopefully he can turn it around for next season, as we still have a race going on here at Phillip Island. And just having a look through the field, actually there's a car around at Honda Corner. I'm unsure, there was an orange McLaren. I just caught the end of it. Tom Callaghan was around. He's managed to rejoin in front of Dick A. Lee, who is under a lot of pressure right now from car number 1, Michael Hammond. He's going to have a look going down into Siberia, and I think he has got that job done. He has. So another move for Michael Hammond, move him up. He would have done his pit stop on lap 1 after all that damage that went on then. So he's moved himself up another position, and it looks like Lachlan Crowe, our championship leader for the Clubman, is right now sitting behind Dick A. Lee. He'll want to get that move done as quickly as possible and try and make up as much ground as he can.
Yeah, it was a really great move from Michael going through Siberia and into Hayshed. just had a little bit more pace over DK in that section of the track as Lachlan's trying to fight with DK down the front straight. Hopefully be able to get the move done into Doohan corner as he's alongside now with the preferred line, and DK just moves over sensibly for Lachlan to be promoted into P11.
Yeah, so Lachlan making another move now up into P11. Good. No Martin Zilvassi, I didn't see him join for tonight, so I think that'll tie up his Clubman Series Championship for this season, as he will have a good run. Moving up back to our charging man, Anthony Wicklman. He is all over the back of Gary Cousins at the moment in P number 7 and 8. So the car number 96 once again is on a charge, coming through out of Siberia now, running through this fast section here. Hayshed, love this corner in any car. It's mostly flat if the car will stick, coming over Lukey Heights. This blind left-hander, it's a very awkward corner, especially coming over this rise when you want to start getting on the brakes down into MG. He's having a look around the outside, not able to get the job done. He's going to try and get the drive out of MG. Coming through turn 11 and 12, he'll want to be getting on the power nice and early in that BMW. He's got to try and maximise his speed through these final two corners, as the BMW doesn't have the horses as that Mercedes to try and run it down the front straight, but he's going to be in the draft. He's going to pull out to the left and the right. He's going to go right side of the Mercedes of Gary Cousins down into turn 1, and I think he's going to get the job done, and Gary Cousins lifts, and that's Anthony Wicklman through. So another position for Anthony now up into P number 7, as he has already done his pit stop. He's on a nice little charge at the moment.
Yeah, looking at Anthony's wing, he's running quite a low downforce setup just to give that BMW a bit more of an edge, even though that's probably 20-30 horsepower down on the straights. So yeah, it's a really good move from Anthony to move up into P number 7 just to further consolidate his championship.
Yeah, so he's doing a good job here, but we've got an awesome battle right now for P number 2. We got Benjamin Hackerson has got around Nathan Grouden. He's got our series organizer Mark Lang is there. Is actually, that was I think that was Nathan Grouden coming in the pits as well. So he's come in to do his pit stop. I'll have to see where he comes out in comparison to Anthony Wicklman, sorry. As we've got Benjamin Hackerson going past Mark Lang, as well as Zachary Hanlon, who, like Timothy Jackson was saying before when he had him up in the commentary booth, has got a lot of speed in that Mercedes, and he's going to try and have a look. Pardon me, sorry, he was very deep under brakes going into Southern Loop. Wasn't able to get the run that he would have wanted, so he's lost some ground, but may have another look going down into Honda.
Yeah, it's really great battle between Benjamin Hackerson and Zachary Hanlon, as Zach hasn't got quite the run into Honda corner as he gets a little bit loose on the exit, and into Siberia now. He's just trying to maintain the gap as close as he can so he can get a good run into Licky Heights.
Yeah, he's trying to get that run, maintain it, coming through Hayshed right now. He wants to just get the car settled, and he's done that nicely. And I just had a look back to see where Nathan Grouden actually came out, and he came out in front of Anthony Wicklman. So that's a little bit of a thing that we've got to remember, where when you think of it, Nathan Grouden was in this battle. It's 11 seconds off the lead, so in comparison, Anthony Wicklman has 11 seconds that he needs to make up and more somewhere to try and gain on the leader, Damien Fee, as Zachary Hanlon comes in the pits now. So he's coming in with Nathan Grouden, who pitted that one lap earlier. Don't need to take tyres, don't need to take fuel, just need to stop, make sure that they get the iRacing pit stop sequence started so that it will count as a mandatory pit stop. So we'll see what happens here with Zachary Hanlon trying to find his pit box down now, and he's going to come in, get the MPMS car stopped, and done a good job there. Great stop for the Evolution Racing Australia driver. He's going to come out now behind Chandra Yong as Nathan Grouden's coming flying down the front straight. I don't think he's going to have the legs in that Mercedes to be in that BMW, sorry, to get the Mercedes going into turn 1, and he isn't. So looks like that battle's going to resume, but it looks like Zachary Hanlon has gained on Nathan Grouden as he pushed really hard in the Southern Loop, and just behind them is Anthony Wicklman, who will be coming like a hot.
Yeah, it was a great stop by Zach, only 1.7 seconds, which was actually 7 tenths quicker than Nathan in the stop, so it was a really good one from Zach, but not as quick as Anthony Wicklman with a 1.2 second stop. So yeah, as the battle resumes going into Siberia, the BMWs will be a little bit quicker than the Mercs around here, just due to the high downforce that they have and the stability in the cars.
Yeah, the BMW was definitely the preferred choice for most of these season's tracks, and Zach just ran a bit wide at Honda. He was able to keep it in front of Nathan Groudon there, but he's definitely just trying to push this Mercedes to the limit that it has, and he's going to have a lot of pressure with 2 Green Hornet racing cars behind him, because I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Wicklman will close down on that gap soonly. Just having a look now back up through, it looks like the leaders still haven't stopped, so looks like Zachary Hamlin's in a good position here at the moment. He was 11 seconds behind Damien McPhee at the stop, so I think that's where if Damien comes in, gets a clean stop, he'll be able to keep that 11-second lead that he has. And Nathan Groudon just shows that the BMW has no horsepower, not even with the draft able to get a run going into turn 1.
Yeah, even though the draft is in effect from about 0.3 or 0.4 back from the car in front, yeah, it just shows you that the BMW's got quite a lot more downforce and a little bit less horsepower to be able to stay with the Merc or the Audis or even the McLaren, which is typically the quickest car in the straight line. As Zach makes a mistake into Honda corner and is able to still maintain that gap over Nathan Groudon ahead as they get really close on the exit of sub area.
Yeah, another mistake there from Zachary Hamlin into Honda. He was able to keep it in front of Nathan Groudon again, but I don't think Nathan wants to sit behind him too much longer. He had a look going into Siberia, wasn't able to get it done. Coming over Loogie Heights, and Zach's run very wide. Don't know whether he'll be able to pull that back, and he isn't. He's going to run defensive down into MG. A little bit of a look around the outside went Nathan Groudon, but wasn't close enough to be able to get the move done. But this is just bringing Anthony Wicklman into the play. He will be wanting to get past both of them, and I think Nathan wouldn't be surprised if he just peels over a little bit to let Anthony have an attack at Zach to try and get that positional move done. And we're going to remember who was that just coming out of the ring. That was King Kong AO right now in the Audi on the longer pit exit. I think he's going to let these 3 through, and he does. So this is technically the battle for the lead with the cars that have stopped. I don't think Chandra Yong has come in the pits either. No, he hasn't at the moment. So I think Chandra Yong is, I think this is sort of the battle for the lead, and Zachary Hamlin running a little bit wide, going out of the southern loop, coming down through Stoner Corner. He'll have the legs, but he won't have the corner speed. He's actually run wide through Stoner. He's going to go on the defense down into Honda. He's run wide 2 times. He's got Nathan Groudon, and he does it around the outside. Good job there from Nathan Groudon. I don't think Anthony Wicklman was able to capitalise on it, and Zach very late through Siberia. And Anthony will want to get this job done now, seeing that his teammate's gotten around him. Will want to get it moved and maybe get it past Green Hornet Racing teammate, because I don't think he will hold him up too much.
Yeah, I think Nathan will play the defensive game all the way through Licky Heights and MG, just to give Anthony that little bit of a slingshot from like double draft going through Doohan. It'll be interesting to see the lap times of all 3 of the drivers coming around this time, as Anthony was over a second quicker than the Nathan ahead, as Zach runs wide on the exit of the final corner.
Yeah, he ran wide on the final corner, and that has all but gifted Anthony Wicklman that position. So unlucky there for Zachary Hamlin, pushing really hard. The Mercedes just understeered wide, coming around turn 12. Wasn't able to bring it back on, run some in the dirt, just ruined the undertray of that Mercedes, and has now fallen behind Anthony Wicklman, and he will start to push as Zach was pushing again. He got sideways out of turn 2, the southern loop, but was able to hold on to it, didn't run off, so he's lost a little bit of ground to those 2, pushing really hard to try and keep up with the Mercedes, with the BMW, sorry, with that Mercedes. It doesn't look like it's helping out at the moment, still showing great speed, and Anthony Wicklman straight away all over the back of Nathan Groudon, which I'm not surprised with at all. Anthony showed in the pace in qualifying, taking pole position, and he's certainly showing it in the race. He's got those red mist eyes on, and he is wanting to push as hard as he can. Let's see whether his teammate will let him through coming over Loogie Heights. He doesn't, so teammate's sitting there in front of him, I think he's going to pull over to the left, and no, he's not. He's not going to let Anthony Wicklman through. So a little bit of a battle here with the teammates. I thought Anthony may have just pulled through and went on his way, but I think they may be having a little bit of a fun battle, even though that Anthony should be able to take the title with the position that he's in at the moment.
Yeah, it's actually great to see the Green Order Racing drivers give a little bit of entertainment as he's trying to fight into turn one, as Nathan lets Anthony go on the inside there, take the 5th position. So with Anthony in the top 5 now, he's certainly cemented his championship lead, given that Tobias is in 12th place at the moment.
Yeah, Tobias really struggling down the pack at the moment in P number 12. Is actually just having a look where Tobias was. There was a car off in front of him. I think they're going to rejoin around them, but it looks like he's just not got the car speed that I think Tobias would have wanted to be able to capitalise on a good points finish result here. And definitely looking through Kevin Huang and Benjamin Hackerson, as well as Damien McPhee. They all haven't pitted yet. We're around 30 minutes into this race, coming up to 30 minutes into this race, I should say. We're about 28 minutes in, so they've still got a little bit to go, and it looks like Zachary Hanlon is starting to close back up into Nathan Grout, and maybe that little exchange going into turn 1 has just allowed him to regain some of the speed that he had early on. Yeah,
definitely. With Zach closing up, it'd be great to see what the actual speed difference is from the Merc to the BMW. Is Zach just pushing that ever so slightly over the curb on the final corner.
Yeah, pushing really hard. He's just coming down into turn 1. He's not close enough though to be able to have a look at Nathan Grouden through Doohan. I don't think he's close enough through the southern loop either. But if he can get the run, he may be able to use those legs going through Stoner and Honda. If he gets a good run, he may be able to have a look there.
Yeah, definitely. Zach's closing up at the moment. You might try that little bit of braking move, but Nathan goes to the defensive line, and Zach got a little bit brake check, but yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for Zach, just running wide there at Honda.
Yeah, he was late on the brakes and was trying to avoid Nathan Grouden, who just had a little sudden move to the right. I don't think there was anything really in it that much, but he moved to the right, blocked his line, and he ran on, so he lost a ton of time there for Zachary Hanlon, who was running solidly up there and trying to battle for that final podium spot. I think depending on when Benjamin pits, he'll still be in that battle. We should be able to try and get up there. And Chandra Yong right now is in front of him, who is in 4th position from 14th on the grid, hasn't done his pit stop. So he's doing a good job to be out there solidly after it looks like a lot of contact to the left rear of that BMW, but he's doing a good job up there. Just having a look right now, the lead is just scored to 10.9 seconds, so it's dropped under 11 seconds for Damien McPhee, but Damien's driving an excellent race out in front, keeping the Audi clean and doing a good job at that. Just having a look through if there are many battles starting to develop. Just having a look at our second place in the championship, Tobias Cherney on Lachlan Crowe coming down the front straight in P number 11 and 12. And it looks like Tobias Cherney's going to get that position done, and he has. So going to turn 1, moves 29 McLaren up into P number 11 past Lachlan Crowe. Just trying to get a solid points day. Lachlan has his lead in the championship, doesn't want anything to sort of fall by the wayside and lose what he has. And behind them, we've got Dick Lee and Daniel Leet having a good battle there for P13 and 14.
Yeah, Daniel's closed up quite a lot. I'd say 6/10 over the last lap. So it looks like as Daniel just gets past DK there, which is a nice clean move into Honda corner. Smart move from Daniel, getting past DK into there. Is really good clean racing there from the both of them.
Yeah, good move there from Daniel Lee, and good job by DK to just sort of sidestep him there, get out of his way. Obviously he hasn't done his pit stop, just trying to fend for his own, trying to find a position where he can continue to lap up near the front. You'll have Muhammad Ali Ishaq coming up on him soon. As I'm just looking back, another position down here is P number 17 and 18. We've got Josh Burton, the car number 79, GT Omega Racing BMW with a laser racing car of Jason Bence, who was involved in that lap 1 where he was sideways and out in the dirt and the weeds already on lap 1, and he lost a ton of time there. So he's trying to maximize as much as he can where he was going to finish for this race after a strong qualifying effort in P number 3. Let's see whether that Mercedes is able to run down that BMW down the front straight. He's going to be pretty close to the BMW. I think he's going to have a look at Burton going down into Doohan Corner. He's sort of putting the nose out there, but not close enough to have a look. It definitely shows how much that BMW has speed through the corners, and he's able to hold the downforce down as he actually runs a bit wide through Southern Loop. Josh Burton, I don't know whether he's going to be able to hold on down now into Honda Corner coming out of Southern Loop. It looks like Jason Benson's got a lot of pace on him at the moment, and he's going to go the inside as Burton goes defensive down into Honda Corner. They're both going to pull it up side by side, clean racing, no panels being hit at the moment. Actually there is there off the corner. Bence was trying to hold his line there, and it looks like Burton was trying to squeeze him on the dirt, and they regained just in line again, and Bence actually running on the grass. Hold on to it, Bence. He does that in the Mercedes, but he's going to have to fight another day.
Yeah, I was actually having a look at the speeds down the front straight, and the Mercedes actually has between 6 and 8 kilometers an hour on the BMW, so it just actually shows you how much speed the AMG actually has. As yeah, Bence got a really good exit out of the MG corner there, and should have a really good run through the final corner and down the front straight there.
Yeah, so coming onto Gardner Straight again, let's see whether Bence can have another look going down into Doohan Corner. I don't think he's not as close this time as he was last time round to Burton, so I don't think he'll be able to have a look. But if he can have another clean exit out of the Southern Loop, he can definitely have an attack down into Honda. He did last time round, and again Burton just runs a little bit wide on the exit with the BMW, just can't get the nose of that car turned in. They're coming up on lap car of Mark Lang at the moment, so I think Mark will kindly let them through to resume their battle, but Bence doesn't look like he is as close as he was last time to have a look, and it looks like Burton having a, as Mark Lang runs off to give him room. He gives everyone so much room. He needs to stay on the track and race his own race and let them go around him. And it looks like Bence is definitely close this time. He made that mistake through Honda last time, or I wouldn't say a mistake, but I think he's back okay. So he's all good. He just ran a bit wide, but I don't think he's going to have a look into MG. I don't think he's close enough. Actually, coming over Lookie Heights, it looks like he was able to keep that Mercedes speed up, and he's going to have a look around the outside as Burton goes defensive down into MG. He's trying to force the issue, the Mercedes of Jason Bence, and not able to get it done, but he's closer down the front straight. He may be able to benefit from those 8Ks, like you were saying before, Scott, to make a run down into turn 1.
Yeah, looks like Josh got a bit of a poor exit there. Jason's right up against Josh there as he moves alongside him. I think he'll have the run into turn 1 as Josh is trying to defend around the outside, but yeah, it looks as though Josh is giving him the space, which is yeah, really clean from Josh there.
Yeah, good racing from both of them. Bence now moves up into P number 16, so he finally got that job done. Moves himself up another position after a strong qualifying effort, and just getting a little bit tail happy on lap 1 where he spun on the grass. Just having a look now up through the leaders, still haven't pitted. Definitely Anthony Wicklman looks like he is trying to close that gap as quickly as possible. So you got Kevin Huang, then you've also got Benjamin Hackerson and Damien McPhee right now are the 3 cars up in sort of that top battle that haven't pitted yet. It'll be interesting to see where Damien McPhee comes out in comparison to Anthony Wicklman, because it's now down to 29.9 seconds, that gap, so under 30 seconds now between those two, with around about 10 minutes to go. So I think it could be a little bit closer at the end than what we're expecting.
Yeah, I think the pit lane time for Damien will be about 26 seconds total time through the pit lane, so it'll be actually a really close battle between Damien and Anthony, with Benjamin and Kevin will probably more than likely come out behind I'd say Zach, given the gaps that they have currently from second to P6 is about 25 seconds. So yeah, Damien is looking as though he's in the pound seats for maintaining this lead once the pit stop phase is completed for him. But yeah, Benjamin and Kevin are still looking strong for a top 6 finish.
Yeah, they could be able to just try and squeak on that podium, but they've got to try and get around Nathan Grouden. I don't think that'll be possible. They'll need to be pushing really hard in the later stages of their stint to be able to try and get that one done. And just having a look now through the field's pretty spread out even for such a small track. Actually now, as soon as I say that, I have a look and I've got Gary Cousins in P10 with Tobias Cherney in P11, still trying to make a gain as much as he can. In that McLaren just hasn't had the pace that we're used to for Tobias, and actually there goes Gary Cousins in the pit, so going to complete his final pit stops in this later stages of this race, and so that'll move Tobias Cherney easily into P number 10, so sort of diffuses that little battle that we may have had, but he's trying to chase down Paul Lonigan in P number 9, and just having a look now, everyone is pretty much spread out and just doing their own thing before some of these lead cars come in and get the pits. Actually just having a look, the lap cars, that's the issue. Actually Nathan Groudon's been turned around off of Frederico, one of the rough lap cars. He is put it in the fence. He's trying to take his time to rejoin, so he went from P number 5, was provisionally going to finish maybe P3 or even higher depending on what happened later on with his pace, but he is now dropped a long way behind. Even Zachary Hanlon has got past, as well as Chandra Yong, so he has dropped a long way by, just getting involved in lap cars troubles, and that's what happens.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I was just looking at the replay with Nathan and Frederico, and yeah, I think Nathan was squeezing Frederico just that little bit too much, and unfortunately turned Nathan around on the exit of Honda, but yeah, thankfully he's managed to gather it back up, still in P7, just ahead of Michael Hammond.
Yeah, he's able to get the car back out, but it would have lost that podium position. As I think there was an accident, no, not 100% sure whether Zach Hanlon actually tapped the back of Frederico coming down into turn 1, but I think everything's okay there. And it looks like we've still got the leaders staying out. We're coming up to around about the 40-minute mark of this race, so there'll be under 5 minutes to go. So these lead 3 will be pitting sooner or later, sometime soon. They'll be coming in the pits, but I don't know whether Damien will be coming in soon, but I think he's just got to try and maximize his position to stay in front actually as he comes in now. So here we go. Let's see where Damien McPhee comes in. He's just got to stop in the box. Got to make sure he hits that pit limiter nice, and he does a good job at that. He doesn't need to do anything outlandish to try and maximize. He should come out with around about a 4-second lead, we're guessing, depending on how quick his pit stop is. So let's see. Damien McPhee coming down. A strong qualifying effort in P2 as Benjamin Hackerson go past to take the lead of this race. A slow stop, actually. He's still winning. He's just leaving the box now as Anthony Wicklman comes around the final corner. So he's out of pit lane. He is now going down towards turn 1, and I think he doesn't have as much of a gap as he would like over Anthony Winkleman is coming through turn 1. Anthony Winkleman, I think it would be about a 5-second gap, 4-second gap, or less. That's closer than I think either of them wanted. Well, I think Anthony would have wanted it closer, but I don't think that's the gap that Damien would have wanted.
Yeah, exactly. I think Damien might have taken just a little bit of fuel, maybe not realising that he could actually take the full tank, so which is a little bit unfortunate for Damien, as he would have wanted to try and maintain as much of a gap as possible, given the fact he may make a mistake with only 4 and a bit minutes to go, but hopefully Damien manages to keep it on the track and consolidate, hopefully for the win, with Benjamin Hackerson only 13 seconds ahead of Damien, still with a pit stop to go. So I think the battle for the lead is going to hot up, I think, with only 3 and a bit minutes to go.
Yeah, not long to go, and hopefully we don't put the commentator's curse on Damien with a mistake in the later stages. So Hackerson stays out for another another lap here, so he's now coming across the line with under about 4 minutes to go. So Damien McPhee has a good little gap. He just needs to manage it for 4 minutes. He doesn't need to try and punch out qualifying times. He can be, depending on the gap now as they come across the line, he will have around about a 4-second gap, just under 3.8 seconds as they cross the line. So have about a 3.8 second gap with a couple of minutes to go. It's about a couple of laps. I think he should be able to hold on for a comfortable win here today. And Zachary Hamlin right now is sitting provisionally in P3. Maybe as he makes a mistake going down into the southern loop, he managed to regather it and keep it on the track. I think we should start talking about Zach every time we put him on. Is making a little mistake there every now and then, but so Nathan Groudon trying to recover from his little mistake that he had, and he's got Michael Hammond closing in that Laser Racing Mercedes. I don't think he's going to be close enough to have a look going into Honda, but if he can just try and maximize the speed in the draft, he may start to have a look. He's actually got a good run there out of Honda. I don't think he's going to be close enough in the Siberia, but he's got a good pace in the later stages, does Hammond.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, Nathan was actually 2 tenths quicker than Michael the last time round with a 27.8. But hopefully Michael can stay as close to Nathan as possible, and he's looking to do so through Licky Heights, and he goes deep into the brakes for MG and trying to get a good exit out of there to close up on the main straight.
Yeah, he's trying his hardest as the leader of Benjamin Hackerson comes in to do his pit stop. He's got that one done. In comparison to Zachary Cannon, actually I think Benjamin's going to take that third position away. He's got a good gap, a comfortable gap over Zachary Hanlon, so good job there from Ben to come out in P number 3 ahead of Zach Hanlon. And then we've got this battle between Nathan Groudon and Michael Hammond to try and take out that final position for P5 as he got around the Frederico rough there. Who is down, Frederico down in 21st, at 1 lap down. Paul Lonigan sitting in 7th with Kevin Huan in 8th from 16th on the grid. Good drive there with Tobias Cheney just struggling down in P number 9. So a great drive actually from Kevin Huang. First day back after having a new baby son last week, I think it was. So welcome, congratulations again to Kevin on that and his family. So running up in P number 8 is a good comeback story. So he's going to do a great drive there from 16th on the grid, and it looks like Damien McPhee should be coming around to start the final lap of this race, and he'll have just under it looks like that gap is coming down as Anthony Wicklman is pushing as hard as he can in that BMW. Yeah,
Anthony had a last lap time of 27.6. Looked to close up as Damien's last lap was a 128.4 compared to a 127.6, so 8 tenths up, closed up for Anthony the last lap, but to be honest, I think with only 15 seconds to go, this may be the final lap, so at the moment Damien's looking pretty strong for the win.
Yeah, this will be, I'd say, the last lap of this 45-minute race, the last race for season 1, of the 2016 series, and he's doing a good job. That's Mark Lang off the track again in P28. He's had a struggle race this season and season as well. He's just not been able to get that rough sorted. Maybe we'll see him in a Ford GT next season. It looks like Damien McPhee coming through Hayshed as that Green Hornet BMW is closing up. He will be hoping that he can just come around Lukey Heights now down into MG, and he'll be able to secure his first victory in the Sim Racers Asia Championship, coming down into MG now for Auto Loan Centre and Way of Life in the Audi. Here comes Damien McPhee coming around turn number 11 and 12, and he should be able to comfortably take the victory here for Sim Racers Asia for race 11 of season 1, the final round at Phillip Island. A great drive there from Damien McPhee, stayed out of trouble, got the job done, and a great recovery drive from Anthony Winkleman to take P number 2 and the championship. So well done there for Anthony Winkleman to take out season 1 title. Benjamin Hackerson will come home in P3. and followed by Zachary Hanlon, just missing out as well. Nathan Groudon after that mistake, beating home Michael Hammond for P5. So that was an interesting race there, Scott. A lot of incidents, I think, that will be looked at after the race. But to finish off the season, it was a good drive for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. I think the stewards may have a little bit of work post-race, but yeah, overall, I think tonight's race and overall during the season, there's been quite a bit of clean racing, which has been great to see. And yeah, having competed in the last race at Nürburgring, it was quite a big track, but yeah, it was really great to see everyone doing so well tonight. So, and hopefully going into season 2 for Sim Races Asia, that will continue.
Yeah, hopefully we can see that for next season as the final cars come across the line. As Bent's actually, I think, yeah, Bent's made a mistake on the last lap and is dropping like a rock. So Bent's obviously not having a good result there. So I think that is it. I think that's everyone crossing the line. So I think I'll run through the results there, Scott, to make it easier for yourself to run through the to do it for the screen. So Damien McPhee taking out his first victory here at Phillip Island with Anthony Wicklman down in P number 2 with Benjamin Hackerson rounding out the podium. Zachary Hanlon in 4th with Nathan Groudon rounding out the top 5. And then you have Michael Hammond coming home in 6th after his getting involved with that incident at MG. Paul Lonigan down in 7th with Kevin Huang, 8th. Tobias Cherney struggled down in 9th, and Chandra Yong in 10th. Daniel Lee just rounding out the outside of the top 10 in 11th with Josh Burton in 12th. Muhammad Ali Ishak in 13th with Gary Cousins from 25th on the grid up to 14th. Good drive there with Lachlan Crowe in 15th. Martin Houston 16th. Dickie Lee in 17th. And then Adam Nutri from 36th on the grid up into 18th. So good drive from that. That finishes the cars who finished on the lead lap. So good drive there from everyone, I think, tonight. For most part, a lot of good driving for the season, but well done to Anthony Winkleman, who will take out Season 1 of the championship here tonight of Sim Races Asia. So we still got 2 more seasons to go. That will obviously wrap up overall 2016 series champion. And I think it's safe to say that Lachlan Crowe was able to come home with the Clubman Drivers' Championship as well. So good job to both of those drivers for a good season.
Yeah, definitely wanted to congratulate both Anthony Winkleman and Lachlan Crowe on their championships for Season 1. Both been pretty consistent, maintaining those great points finishes, which is exactly what you need to win a championship, and yeah, hopefully that they continue that into Season 2 and 3 for the overall championship.
Yeah, hopefully it will continue for them, but we have to pick a driver of the day. Both of us have to pick a separate driver here, and I think I've got my driver of the day is going to go to Kevin Huang. A good drive there from 16th on the grid. Coming back after missing last week's race, didn't actually do any laps in practice, so only had the 30 minutes of qualifying if he had that, and come home in P8. It was a good drive for Kevin Huang for Archipelago Racing. So who was your driver of the day, Scott?
Yeah, to be honest, I'd have to agree with that. Given the amount of practice that Kevin's had, and he's actually quite a consistent driver, so yeah, I think my driver of the day would actually go to Kevin as well. So yeah, congratulations to him.
Yeah, well done, Kevin, on taking out both of our driver of the day here at Phillip Island. Good job there to be able to come back with little to no practice and come home in P number 8 with a brand new child in the family. So well done there. And I think we have our runner-up of the championship here for an interview. Do we have Tobias here?
Hello, guys. Hello.
Hello, Tobias. Unlucky result there down in P9. I don't think it was the result you were looking for to try and tackle Anthony Winkleman here, but it just looked like the McLaren didn't have the pace that you were looking for.
Yeah, so I mean, final race here of the season at Phillip Island, the BMW was pretty strong. So considering the points gap Anthony had before the race, I would have needed a win, and he, I don't know, finishing second, 20th. I mean, yeah, pretty impossible. So basically, I only tried to defend my second position there, and yeah, the McLaren struggled here. Race was interesting. I got a good qualifying lap in, but somehow, like last week, connection issues in the first lap. I saw cars flying around. Tried to there was I tried to avoid everything. Was going well, so until MG, where cars came together, and I went into the grass to not hit the rear of the cars, and then I thought, okay, I get into the pits directly, get my pit stop done, get into clean air, let the connection get more stable, and do some quick laps. But yeah, it didn't turn out the way I wanted. Got up by the lap traffic. Got a I think Lucky Heights it is, the left-hander before MG made contact with someone who shut the door on me. I don't know if I got damaged there, but yeah, it cost a lot of time. And 2 laps later, I spun in turn 1. Luckily, everybody avoided me, and I stayed on the track. So yeah, and in the end,
Just seemed like one of those nights that never ended, didn't it, Tobias?
really, I mean, and in the end, as if this wasn't enough, I struggled with fuel and to save the last 4 laps. Maybe, I mean, I was not that far away from Kevin and Paul. Without the fuel issue, maybe could have had chances to get them. But in the end, the result didn't change the outcome of the championship. So, congrats to Anthony there. He did a fantastic job. Played the strength of the car very well, and also had good comebacks like today. I think he was also caught up in the mess in turn 1, lap 1. And so it's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have so much preparation because I'm just taking the flight back to the Nürburgring and to support my brother who started our Mazda MX-5 there.
No, well, good luck when you go over there and have a good drive in the 24-hour. That's going to be an interesting race as well for over the 24 hours. And unlucky result tonight, Tobias, but you'll definitely be looking to try and bounce back next season, maybe in the McLaren. Maybe we'll see you in a different car.
Yeah, I have really maybe to consider my I don't know if I will start next season because it's getting difficulter. The connection is sometimes I think it's getting worse somehow on the Australian servers for me. And I will see how things play out. Maybe not. I don't know yet if Alex and I will be back. But in total it was a good fun championship again. And congrats for Mark running this fantastic league for I don't know how many seasons so far. Drivers come and go, and good strong faces appear, and it's always great.
Yeah, it's always good to have you here, Tobias. Hoping we can see you next season as well as your brother for what will be another good hard-fought series. And well done on second in the championship for season 1. Anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go?
I want to thank you guys. Setting up the stream every week is really great. You're doing a great job. So already mentioned Mark. Thanks for running the championship. And all the other drivers participating week in, week out, fighting on a fair level up front, close battles, good guys there. So so I'm pretty happy to be part of this series. And as I said, maybe or maybe not, I will be there next season.
Well, good job again for this season, and hopefully you can have an even better run in the Nürburgring 24 hours later today. So good job there again, Tobias, to come home in P number 9 today. But we're going to bring up our championship winner for season 1, Anthony Wicklman, the comeback drive to come home in P number 2 after all that happened on lap 1, and to be able to take that championship. Well done for the entire season, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks very much, boys. Definitely not how I saw the race planning out, but had to do it. To be honest, I didn't really have to. I didn't really have to win the race. It was more to finish around Tobias, either ahead or behind him, to take out the championship. But it was definitely an interesting race coming back through the pack.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I don't think that was what you had on the cars, like you said at the start, but still a good job to be able to come home in P2, only 1.7 seconds off taking their victory, so it could have been a win tonight, but you definitely were able to get the overall championship, which is what obviously matters for this season. Obviously, we still got another 2 more seasons to go, and hopefully you can bounce back and continue that form into next season, because obviously you had a strong form in the BMW this season that can maybe translate to next season as well.
Yeah, we've been doing a bit of work in the Beamer and seem to be pretty comfortable in it. So, yeah, I'd say at this stage we'd still persist with the Beamer. What we're doing next season, I'm not too sure about yet. I'll have to ask the big boss upstairs. But yeah, definitely looking forward to some more racing in the Beamer.
Well, it looked like the Beamer is definitely your car of choice, and you drove it perfectly all season. Was there any real highlight of your season, even though you'd taken out the championship would be obviously your main highlight, but any little highlight in the series that really stood out to you that made it just that all more special?
No, not really in particular, to be honest. Last week's race was a bit of fun. We sort of had a pretty good setup there, and it was just, yeah, look, the main highlight would probably be the boys racing, with me, right next to me every week. So that's a massive commitment from a team to have all the drivers there at one point. So a big shout out to the boys at Green Hornet, Paul and Nathan, and Shane had even come in tonight for a bit of a play. Unfortunately, he had a bad run, but can't thank him enough.
Yeah, the whole team did a good job, and I think you guys actually would have taken the team's championship as well. So a good job all around from all of you guys at Green Hornet Racing, and obviously well done once again on the overall championship. You drove an amazing job all season long, and once again a good job in P number 2. Anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to our sponsors, HPP Simulations. Also the boys at Green Hornet Racing, Paul and Nathan and Shane as well. And you guys for putting on the broadcast, and Mark for hosting the season.
Cheers once again, Anthony, and well done on the championship as well. I think that will wrap it up. Scott, do you have any final words for the end of this season?
Yeah, just a quick one. It's been really great to be able to broadcast this. Obviously, I've filled in for Alex Simpson, given his commitments with World Championship Grand Prix Series, which is on right now as we speak, and also his commitments with the Blancpain GT World Championship as well. So it's always been great to work with yourself, Jake, and Brenton as well, who's on holidays today. So yeah, to be able to have the opportunity to broadcast this has been really good. And I just want to say thanks to Mark as well for putting on a great series as well. I've been here for quite a long time with racing in the Sim Racers Ages series, and they always put on a great show for the Asia and Oceanic communities. So a big shout out to him as well.
Yeah, cheers once again, Scott, for doing the broadcast, and once again, Mark, for an amazing series that you put on every week. And I think that will wrap it up for the end of this season. Once again, thank you to the director and commentary tonight from Scott Newton. I am Jake Blackhall, doing the lead commentary tonight. And we hope to see you all for next season, for Season 2. For the Sim Racers Asia Championship starts on June 26, which will definitely start to kick off what was already a great Season 1. And we hope to see you all once again there for Season 2. Thank you and goodbye.